Who is François Modesto? What will be his role? But especially why him? I also want to go through the Alberto Costa sporting deal and all my doubts about that. And then, of course, an update about Conceição, Sancho, Douglas Luiz, Yulman, Colomwani, Dusan Vlahovic. So we have a lot of things to speak about in today's video. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. It's Sunday, a beautiful one. So I'm sure you are enjoying your families. You are enjoying your friends. Enjoy. Waiting for Juventus to come back. I'm missing football also on the field. And I tell you, I will be there for Dortmund Juve, but also already took my tickets for Union Saint-Gilloise Bruges, the Super Cup in Belgium that will be played next week. So I miss football on the field. I can't wait. I can't wait to see especially our boys back on the field that will be there in La Continassa on the 24th of July to restart season 25-26. Ragazzi, I know 2 days without video, something unusual, and I receive a lot of your messages. Beppe, where were you? The answer is super easy. I was super tired. Since I came back from USA, I didn't stop immediately with some videos, with some shorts, with some lives here, but also on other channels. I couldn't anymore. So I needed 2 days to rest, but also 2 days to spend a bit of time with my family. Now I am back and we have a lot of things to speak about. But first of all, before speaking about François Modesto, before speaking about transfer Mercato, let me say that this evening I will be again to actually end the club games of 24-25 officially on the FIFA Club World Cup Telegram channel to comment live, also showing the game like we did the last time, Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain. I really can't wait because I miss football, I already told you, so you know where to go if you want to watch the game with my comments. And also, let me take a moment to say thank you to OneFootball that has been partner and sponsor of the channel for 1 month. Thank you for the trust, but I also want to thank them because they were a fantastic, beautiful buddy when I was there in USA, being able to follow the scores live, being able to read the articles, to help me also to creating these videos. Thank you. If you want to say thank you to OneFootball and you didn't do it yet, you know what to do. The link is into the description. Now we switch immediately to François Modesto. What will be his role? Where first of all, it's a technical director, so he will not take care of Mercato. What will a technical director do? Reporting directly to Damien Comolli, because Damien Comolli is here. He will have 3 persons that report directly to him. Giorgio Chiellini, that will be a bit the figure of the institutional role, the political role, ECA, Lega, all these relationships in Italy, but also internationally, but especially warrant of Juventinità, thanks to his experience, thanks to the fact that he knows Juve better than anybody in the black and white office, so he will be there as the warrant of Juventinità. On top of that, 2 other roles. Technical director, that's what we will speak about in today's video. He will not take care of Mercato. His role will be the one that will be the link between Igor Tudor and Damien Comolli. He will feel the field 24/7, being there at the training session, being there during the games, watching, understanding, being there among all the football players, taking a coffee with them, taking lunch with them, taking dinners, probably having all these transfer when we are playing away. So it will be one that really feel the locker room, one that will be extremely present. That will be his role, just to be there and understanding, being the spy of Comolli. No, working extremely close with Igor Tudor to anticipate all the possible problems, to actually work on a structure that is really working well, to actually anticipate and being able to point finger or think that we see some progression margin on the field in terms of how we play. Not really that he will be the coach, he will not do the formation, he will not say to Tudor that's how you should play, because that's the work of Tudor, but he can possibly also, with a lot of analytics, with a lot of data, see the improvements of players, where you are doing well, where you are not doing well, what we can work on individually, collectively. He will analyze a lot of data, speaking with Tudor, being the first one that is taking all the requests of Tudor. We need more this, we need to push on that, we need to work on that, we miss this, especially important, so that he can rely and speak directly with Damien Comolli. That will not be every day on the field with Tudor because he's managing different areas. It will be also one that will analyze all the injuries, all the physical progressions, all the reports about physicality, about the physical condition, etc., to try to work on a system to avoid injuries, to have optimal condition, etc. So it will be really one on the field, that is working on the structure, that it will be actually the link between Tudor and Damien Comolli. It's a beautiful role, a role that we were, according to me, a bit missing. How many times did we speak about the fact that Max Allegri was alone and trying to be the club, to be the management, which was absolutely not healthy. And then we also blamed Cristiano Giuntoli, that was actually the one that was doing everything. So a Juve that is working starts with a strong management, and the structure looks beautiful. Then can we speak about François Modesto himself as a person? With his career, we can say that he will be 47 in the month of August, because he's at the moment 46, born in 78, François Joseph Modesto. I like the fact that he's also called Joseph, because Joseph means Giuseppe. He's from France, actually born in Bastia, that is that little island in Corsica. It's one that had a career as a football player, so he played football, played at Bastia, where he started, played also in Cagliari, 4 years in second division, Serie B, 2 years in Serie A, played in Modena really briefly, and then played also in Olympiacos as a player. Also Monaco was also one of his clubs, and then he started actually his career as a manager, starting immediately after Olympiacos. He started as a sporting director there. What did he do at Olympiacos? Well, beautiful things. Really beautiful things for him, because 4 years that he was there, 4 years of league titles and 1 cup. By the way, if you want, go back to the images how they made a farewell to François Modesto. You see that it was really a beautiful, warm farewell, one that worked on strong internal culture, organizational fit, one that actually established a structure, cost-effective network. So it's really one that arrives and is working on a lot of things. And also the years after that actually he left Olympiacos, continued to work on the model of Modesto. Not bad, huh? Not bad at all. Key contribution when he was at Nottingham Forest. Well, he was there, and actually what he did was actually bringing them back after 23 years that they didn't reach the Premier League. So also there, beautiful things also for him, where he was also really key in appointing Sabri Lamouchi as the coach in 2019 for Nottingham Forest. So also there, a beautiful push that he was also able to replicate when he was at Monza. When they arrived in Serie A in 2022, he was immediately under the wing of Adriano Galliani, one that has really a beautiful eye for talents, and he actually took him under his wing, saying, okay, you work together with us. And he was able also there to put some structure in the scouting way of working that he actually replicated from where he was at Olympiacos. A lot of data-driven model that he was able to put inside, and super important when actually he was the one that pushed for Raffaele Palladino. Until today, we always said it was Galliani with his eye for talent, but actually Galliani trusted Modesto in his choice of pushing for Raffaele Palladino, that did really well, and we all remember their first victory in Serie A that was against Juve 1-0. So he's one that wherever he went at the moment, that it was Olympiacos, Nottingham Forest, or at Monza, he did really well. You will tell me Beppe, but they were relegated this year, Monza. But he left in January, probably already understanding that after, unfortunately, that Silvio Berlusconi passed away, after the troubles in the management, changing management, the time there for him was over. Also not being able to work directly anymore with Adriano Galliani, he decided to leave in January, and probably from there on, it was also the end of Monza in Serie A. It's also someone that was already on the list of Milan, that didn't go through. He was on the list in 2023 to go to Roma, so a lot of big clubs were already interested in him the few seasons before. So it's one with a beautiful, actually it's a talent. We can say it's a talent that now, of course, needs to show himself in a big club like Juve. But it's also a fantastic person. In Bastia, the island, Corsica, he received that medal of honor there because he's a kid of Bastia, and for the career that he did as a player and after that as a manager. So he's one that is really loved. Why did it take so long to go for him? Because he was free on the market, you will tell me. Because there were a lot of names. There were the names of Ottolini that already worked with Juve, that was pushed by Chiellini. There were the name of Ribalta, another one that actually worked with Tudor at Marseille. So that's why actually we waited so long before actually deciding to go for him. My wish, of course, is that we are all on the same page, because we know that Ortolini was a name by Chiellini, while for Damien Comolli it was more the name of Modesto. So if we are all aligned, that would be beautiful. Otherwise, we start with big problems. The good thing, I can tell you, is that Igor Tudor wanted a person like him, needed a person like him, a day-to-day person to work together. It will not be the vice coach, and pay attention, it's a different role, but that was one of the requests of Igor Tudor, to have someone, not to be entirely alone and to replicate the disaster that we did in the last few years, like Thiago Motta at a certain moment left totally alone by a Giuntoli when he had other work. So that's good. He will work again with Di Gregorio that he already met. So I think it's really beautiful to have a young talent like him that can do beautiful things. You'll tell me, Beppe, but we don't care, we need a sporting director. Sporting director, how crazy it is, will come in a later phase, because at the moment it's Comolli that is taking all the files and working on it, because there is no time. The name of Damien Comolli, we know it, could have been whatever, but there is a name that is coming back on the papers, and that name is the one of Tognozzi. Tognozzi, you know it, how much I pushed him, how much I wanted him. He didn't do well at Granada as a sporting director, but at Juve he has been a phenomenon. Pushed internally to have the name of Tognozzi, that I would be extremely happy. It will not be the same role, and it will not be a sporting director like we know it from the past, the one that is taking care of all the names, Mercato, has the end responsibility. No, he's one that actually his role, and then we go towards Mercato names and Mercato updates, but the role of the sporting director at Juve will be slightly different. He will be the one that will actually, with a database, checking players, not only via computer, but also going there on the field, watching the opponents of Juve, the other teams that are playing in Italy, but also out of Italy, a bit that pre-work. Is it only a scout? No, it's not only a scout. The role will not be to find a new Yamal when he is 10 or the new Kenan Yildiz when he's 10, but actually looking for players that we can be interested in, and then starting the first contacts, starting with the entourage, the family, understanding, then going towards the clubs, having the first information, is it something feasible or not to Juve, preparing all the dossier of a player, the files of the players, having a few names, going then to Comolli, and together with Comolli they will decide which player, which strategy to put on, and that could potentially be Tognozzi. Let's see. At the moment, that's what the papers are saying. I tell you that I am not 100% sure about that. But we will have to wait a bit. Mercato. At the 12th minute of the video, we go towards the first name that you're all asking. What about Sancho, Beppe? Well, looks like Juventus is still on the player. Players want to accelerate. Juventus is really looking at all the different opportunities. The offer that Juventus would do to Manchester United would be from 15 million euros. So you remember we were speaking about 30, we were speaking about 25. At a certain moment I told you I would not be surprised if it was 20. Well, they go towards a 15 million euro offer. That would be a beautiful bargain, but I think also a correct price for a player that is in his last year of contract and that is absolutely not wanted to play there in UK. So let's see what will happen on that one. In the meanwhile, Juventus is still pushing on Francisco Conceição, being aware, of course, that they need to be fast, because on Tuesday that close go towards 45 million euro. I remember that we were speaking about it, about an openness from Porto to actually decrease their offer, going towards a 24 million euro, something that could be fast. Who knows, maybe this evening, maybe tomorrow, latest on Tuesday. Then let's see what the agreement will be between the two clubs. But it can be and Sancho and Conceição if we have the opportunity to go lower for both of the players. It has never been an or. Then one of the players can come, the other cannot come, could be, but the intention of Juve would be to do both, of course, depending on Nico Gonzalez, that have some offers. He have some offers, but at the moment nothing really concrete. Let's see. Juventus would even be able to take a slightly minus Valenza on Nico Gonzalez. And then the other big topic is the one of Alberto Costa, that was spoken about a lot in the last 2 days. I had the time to think about it. Juventus want 20 million for the Portuguese player to let him go, at least 20 million euro. To Sporting that is trying, of course, to negotiate. They first wanted 14, 15. Today we hear 16, 17, or going as close as possible at the 20. I tell you, in terms of plus Valenza, it's not a lot. The player that you paid 12.5. If you sell him for 18, after 6 months that he was at Juve, you will not win a lot. Even if you are able to sell him for 20, you don't earn a lot in terms of plusvalenza. So why is he on the market? What is the possibility there? That he actually didn't convince at 100%. For tactical reasons, maybe. For technical reasons, maybe. I told you I'm not the biggest fan of Alberto Costa about the way that he's playing. So if he would leave, I would not be actually desperate, absolutely not. On the other side, I have my doubts about that, because 20 million, you don't win a lot of money. We already have not a lot of wingers. We are lacking wingers. If you're speaking about Weah to Marseille, well, I have my question marks, because what do? We have only a Cabal when he will come back, and is Cabal fit to play in a 3-4-2-1? We have only Cambiaso, to be totally honest, and Cambiaso alone for 4 spots on the wings is not enough, because Nico Gonzalez, even if he stays playing in that position, is not ideal for him. It's not his role. So we really have already a lot of work to do today. So imagine if you are letting go Weah and Alberto Costa. By the way, there are some rumors that are saying that if Alberto Costa leaves, Weah could possibly stay. Let's see, which would be strange, because if you are going for plusvalenza, if you sell Weah for 15, you are cashing in much more in profit than Alberto Costa. So what is the other reason that they could do? Maybe thinking about a midfielder that is at Sporting, and the name is Hjulmand. Good player, great player. I would love Hjulmand at Juve. If you're looking at all the quality that he have, that leadership, that charisma, that experience, already played in Serie A, a player that is a super great in terms of duels, etc., etc. I would love to have that player at Juve, Hjulmand, but let's see how much they will ask you for the player first of all. And then, if you're able to take him, and you're selling an Alberto Costa, you still have a lot of work to do in the midfield. If they are asking for 50, hey guys, it's not that we are rich, that we have all the money in the world to go for a lot of players. They are speaking today about Dodo, about Jonathan Klose, about Widmer, about Mainz, about Palestra from Atalanta. Okay, good, but we need not 1, but 2. At least 2. And maybe it's a bit too much. So, does it make sense, actually, if you sell Weah to also sell Alberto Costa? That could be a really good player there as a backup. I have my doubts. I really have my doubts. I tell you, if we sell him and you're able to replace him, I am absolutely not desperate. Absolutely not, because Alberto Costa, I know that he's hyped a lot by people when they saw the 2 first games against Al Ain, against Vidat. I was not 100% impressed by the total player. So I have no problem. But on the other side, guys, if we have no replacement, if you actually put and add even extra work, I would doubt about it. Of course, when we are speaking about Hjulmand, some people need to leave. Some people need to leave. And one of the players that could potentially leave is Douglas Luiz, that has a lot of interest on the market. West Ham, Everton, Al Nassr. So there are clubs that are really interested in him. The thing will be to find the best formula for the Brazilian player to leave, because West Ham is already asking for a loan, 10 million euro, with an option or an obligation to buy. So you delay the payment. Will be tough to find the best formula, because the clubs know 100% sure that Juventus wants to get rid of him. It's not a mystery that Juventus is on Hjulmand, but also on other players like André from Wolverhampton lays exactly the same profile as Hjulmand. Then, Juventus is also thinking about possible other goalkeepers. If Perin would leave, they are already on Montipo from Verona, but also on Audero. I like Audero a lot. Since he was young, I really love Audero. Player that I don't see as a first goalkeeper at Juve, but would be perfect to be the second goalkeeper of Juve after experience at Inter, unfortunately, but also at Sampdoria, at Como, would be a good choice if Perin leaves. And then what about Randal Colomani? Well, tomorrow could be decisive, because today we finish with Chelsea PSG that I will comment, so watch it, because after that Juventus will try to contact immediately Paris Saint-Germain to continue to resume the talk about Colomani, knowing of course that with Dusan Vlahovic that is refusing everything, even to break the contract if it's not earning every single penny of Juve, is refusing. A total crazy choice, but then it can be potentially difficult. So that was the video, guys. Alberto Costa, Yes or no? Let me know in the channel. I tell you, I'm skeptical not about Alberto Costa, but about who will come instead of Alberto Costa. Tell me what you think about the position, but also about the person, François Modesto, that I tell you, I'm quite optimistic. If I'm reading what he did in other clubs, about the experience, about what he could possibly give to Juve and to Igor Tudor, I'm happy. Let me know. Grazie, forza, Juve.